Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, it is review time for the Zoom Q2n-4K. Now, this is a 4K recording camera for musicians. It has 24-bit stereo mics. It can be used as a webcam in 720p. And we're not taking this out of the box because it's embarrassing. So, what am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you what. You want to know how embarrassing this thing is? Go check out my video called Zoom Q2n 4K versus iPad Air 4 versus the Sony high definition recorder, and you'll see exactly why I don't even want to take this out of the box, because it is very embarrassing of what this thing does. 4K video on this thing sucks. It's grainy, okay? Alright, I mean, my iPad ate it for breakfast and spit it out sideways. The audio balance is not bad, and the audio is, in general, not bad either. However, it's kind of one of those things where, I'm not sure about this, but you know. Anyway, so the audio is actually not too shabby. But the video is horrible. For 4K, I expected more for 300 bucks. Okay? I mean, my Sony HDR camera cost me about the same or less, and it does a far better job than this thing does at 4K. So, very embarrassing machinery. But the sound overall is not bad. Now, as a webcam, this little puppy can only do 720p. Now, I expected at least 1080p if it can be used as a webcam. It should be able to do at least that. I mean, look at the era we're in. We're in, like, you know, going past the Y2K. I mean, we're in 2021. We have 4K. We have 1080p that this thing can do. It can record even in 720p, but it can't do more than 720p as a camcorder. I mean, or as a webcam. Seriously, I have a Logitech webcam. It's 1080p. Mind you, I will say this. There are things in the 720p that this thing can do as a webcam that no other webcam can, which is simply this. You can change your lighting modes, okay? Alter the lighting paths. That's kind of cool, right? But it can also do another thing. It can zoom in and zoom back out again, which is kind of also really cool. Go to the fishbowl tank where it looks like you're 6 miles long, right up into something that's kind of like, you know, normal, right? So it does have some good points to it. But for all those good points, I can't justify $300 for this thing simply because it is too grainy on 720p as it is, okay? Especially for the sensor that's in here for 720. I mean, this sensor technically eats my Logitech for breakfast, yet it can't do much better than the Logitech. Other than the front and back is not bad. Like you're seeing the front right now in my Logitech. My back, you can see it looks like it's over sharpened, a little bit blurred out kind of thing. Well, you got to basically you've got a full out balance of that with 720p. It just kind of looks almost the same in a lot of senses. But this is something where, you know, I've been trying to hunt for the right kind of a web camera, and, you know, this thing, I mean, I do have a Zoom H1 recorder that's 24-bit. Actually, I have it right here. I've had this thing for a couple years, and this thing is the bomb. If you want an awesome microphone in 24-bit, you go through the line out right into your input of your device. This thing is outstanding, okay? And as a regular general recorder, it's also great. No qualms with that, and that was only like 120 bucks. I think I paid for that new. But this thing here, the audio is really good, like I said, and it is 24-bit stereo cross mics. But it's the video is the worst part about this. The audio is not bad. It's pretty good, as you'll see in that video when you go check it out. But you'll also see how bad this thing is for 4K recording. It's just, I mean, it's horrible. Now, I didn't upload the video in 4K. I actually saved it down into 1080p and of course recompressed so I could, you know, upload it. But you can tell the difference between the iPad as a 4K recorder, right, versus this is an against the iPad in 4K, and the iPad is very clean where this is horrible. And my Sony HDR ate this for breakfast too, like, except for the audio part. I mean, this does have slightly better audio in many ways over the Sony, but it definitely, this thing definitely has really sucky video quality for 4K. And I've watched other channels about this thing too, And I don't know what they did to make it look so pretty, but yeah, it's really not. So I don't know. What can I tell you? So where do I score this at? I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5. Okay, it's not worth $300. You know, I mean, audio is one thing, but you need both. And if this is really 4K, it could have fooled me. You know, it is not great in for 4K. I mean, that's almost as embarrassing as the Black Web 2K webcam that I tried out. That's supposed to be 2K. It was worse than 240p. You know, I mean, my Logitech camera, although I don't really particularly like it a lot, it ate it for breakfast. You know what I mean? I had a Microsoft camera. The background was like absolutely wonderful, but the part where you see me was not so good. You know, and I mean, that was a $100 webcam. So, hey, there you go. I mean, but it does have a lot of cool features. I'll give it that. Now, the one thing that I can say that I probably I don't get the most of is the viewfinder is so tiny. It's very hard to tell what's going on. You know, like, where am I actually sitting in conjunction to this? And, you know, my wife, she was shooting my video, and, you know, she was kind of straining herself to make sure that I was all lined up in the camera. You know, it's kind of like, that is such a tiny viewfinder. It is pathetic. You know, I mean, they used the rest of the screen for all the other garbage that they could have had basically shoot out of frame. Kind of like when you you change your start bar on your Windows computer to hide itself. They could have had that, all that garbage be hidden, and boom, all of a sudden, hey, look, we have a viewfinder. So, hey, Zoom, how about you make some improvements to your camera here, okay? Like, this thing is disgusting, okay? You should be embarrassed for selling a product like this, let alone creating something this bad. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys today. If it didn't sit well with you, hey, that's the way it goes. I can't make everybody happy, and I got to go by my own experiences too. So, you know, and because I did that comparison video, that is a video that you want to watch. Again, that is the Zoom Q2n 4K versus the iPad Air 4 versus the Sony HDR. Let me get the rest of the title for you. Sony HDR. I'm just finding my file here. Yeah, dash CX405. So Zoom Q2n dash 4K versus iPad Air 4 versus, and that's with the V and the S kind of deal, Sony HDR dash CX405 Ultra HD. Okay, now check out that video. You will see exactly what this thing actually does. And I got pretty good lighting in here. So, I mean, I'm not starving for lighting, as you'll see in the video. But do check that out. It just got uploaded not that long ago. And, you know, it was actually all done today. This thing, on the other hand, this is going back tomorrow. Because this is like, I'm not, just forget it. But anyway, see ya.